So the law is a teacher, and so if it's murder, the law ought to teach the women that it is murder.
Coming down really hard on the women who are going through a lot of things already. They're already dealing with a lot of like mental debates of should I or should I not do this.
So what's the disconnect there? Why is there a disconnect between how you would treat a woman who does that versus how you treat a man? Elijah, nice to meet you, Ben.
Nice to meet you too.
Cool, man.
Yeah, so I'm a Christian, so
That's great, Ben.
and I
Well, that's a
Sorry,
odd way to
I
die,
know.
but
Sorry, man. This guy was talking to me earlier.
yeah.
But anyways,
Yeah, so
what do you think, Ben?
your legs are getting cooked, man.
No,
Are they really?
Yeah, they're a little red.
I'm of the belief that life begins at conception.
100%, dude.
So, I mean,
I just wanted to come back. I'm heading to my German class.
Hey, that's great, man.
Yeah, keep it up.
Appreciate it.
yeah, it's I mean,
It's wild out here.
yeah, I just wanted to come over here and talk about your experiences that you've had, because I'm sure, like, being, you know, trying to be as non-confrontational as possible.
I have been.
Yeah.
But then when someone I will try to like react similarly to how the person is going, especially if I have zero chance of calming them down. You know what I'm saying? So that gets kind of sketchy because some people don't like that at all, you know. Some people get really like, why are you like raising your voice to that person? It's like, because I'm trying to talk to them, but they won't let me talk. So anyways, I don't know. But have you heard of abolition? Have you heard of that at all? Abolition? Yeah, as far as abortion goes. So I'll just tell you real quick, especially because you're a Christian, you should know about this. So pro-lifers actually oppose bills of complete abolition that would have given equal justice and equal protection to the unborn child in multiple states across the United States. 70 pro-life organizations actually wrote a letter that said that they oppose it. Hey, thank you so much.
Thank you.
That said they oppose the bill that would abolish abortion on the basis that it would punish a mother who gets an abortion. So you may not be aware of it, but pro-lifers at the top fundamentally believe that a woman should never be punished for getting an abortion.
What do you think about that?
I think it's awful. That's why I'm an abolitionist. So in Ohio,
So women who have an abortion should be punished for
yes,
having an
because
abortion.
because
Legally?
yes, yeah, because the reason why is if you died, you would want the person who killed you, like if you were murdered, you would want the person who killed you to be dealt with by the government. You would want them to be punished penally, right? That's the proper thing for the government to do. And the Bible even says in Genesis 9:6, whoever sheds blood by man shall his blood be shed. And then it also says in Ecclesiastes that the reason why sin continues and people continue to be evil is because the sentence against the evildoer is not carried out quickly. So in governments where the sentence against an evildoer is carried out quickly, you actually have much, much less crime. A good example of that is like Japan. But anyways.
So kind of the method of eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth type of thing?
100%, because and the divide is so deep. It's not like pro-lifers are like, oh yeah, if you just punish them, like if you give them a fine or whatever, then we'd accept that. They say no punishment at all for anyone. And I'm on the other side and I say, no, if even one woman is guilty and does it willfully kills her unborn child, then it all needs to be criminalized.
Yeah, because I...
Thank you.
What I'm saying is,
Okay.
So I just am, like, one of the main reasons that I hear about pro-lifers is they try to provide, like, ultrasounds and stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff.
Right, so that mothers can understand what they're actually doing.
Yeah.
Because the problem is a lot of abortions happen because they don't know what they're doing.
So
To an extent, right?
yeah, so I
Okay.
so what I would say to that is even if you were 100% accurate that there are women who do not know, would you admit that there are women who do know?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so
Right.
even if there
I
are
think the majority are the people that aren't aware. Like, you know, like, stats of mothers who see the ultrasounds, they rethink everything, right?
yeah
They have a lot more of a chance to be like, oh, I actually understand what I'm doing.
yeah I agree.
Right?
I agree with you on the
Yeah.
point that like women can have their mind changed by evidence. Evidence can help that change of mind, but I think fundamentally we have the law of God written on our heart, and so we do have some knowledge of good and evil. But beyond that, what's the purpose of the law? Like, one purpose of the law is to teach people, right?
Yeah.
Like a thief who thinks to himself, I want to go steal from that bank. The law ought to teach that thief, no, I shouldn't steal from that bank, because if I steal from that bank, I'm going to get in trouble, right? That's what the law ought to teach them. You know?
That's okay.
So the law is a teacher, and so if it's murder, the law ought to teach the women that it is murder.
Yeah, I see. I just feel like that's a really extreme way to get things done. I feel like I feel like it's a very, like, a way of, like, almost coming down really hard on the women who are going through a lot of things already. They're already dealing with a lot of, like, mental debates of should I or should I not do this.
Like, would you
and
hold
to
this?
come hard really aggressively on them? I don't feel like that's.
Would you hold the same thing for a man? Like, if a man punched a woman, killed the baby in the womb, would you say he shouldn't be punished?
The crime of the abortion is still being committed, but
No.
it's not
Right.
within.
So what's the disconnect there? Why is there a disconnect between how you would treat a woman who does that versus how you treat a man?
I don't know, continue being a wife or continue being.
And it's okay if you have to think through some of this stuff. It's all right. This might be new to you. I mean,
I
but
don't think that.
but fundamentally, what I'm trying to say is that that's the consistent position. If you say it's murder, then a woman is hiring to murder, right? And the woman who takes the pill herself, she is her own abortionist, right? Like, she is
Right. Okay,
the one who
okay.
is causing the death of her child. And then she's seeing the child come out and seeing the baby. And then beyond that, I would, to your point about you think most women don't know, I would just encourage you to look online. There's a Twitter account. It's called Not a Victim.
Okay.
And there's videos of these women. And I've been at the abortion clinic many times. Women will just go in, they'll just be like, I'm going to kill my baby. And they'll just tell us.
Right. No,
Straight to our
I'm
face.
not saying whatsoever that there aren't women out there that willfully know what they're doing and willfully take actions to be like, yes, I don't want this.
Yeah, so like, you know, the same thing occurs with born people, right? Like, there's people who accidentally kill people, right? Like, a person starts walking across the road and they accidentally kill someone by running into them with a car, right? And you and I agree that the punishment for that should be different than the punishment for choosing to kill, right? Like, the punishment for manslaughter is different than
that's
murder.
The whole thing is that in their mind they don't believe that they're choosing to kill.
Well, that's what I'm getting at. Is what I'm saying is that there's already a distinction in the law for intentional versus unintentional. That
Right, but if
distinction
they don't
is already
believe
there.
that they're fully killing the person, then that's not intentional.
Exactly, and that distinction is already exists in law for born people. I'm just saying that distinction should be applied.
So do you think if it's
to
made
women.
into a law, do you think that that'll change people's minds on whether it is murder or not?
Yeah, we already just went over the example of that, the for example of the thief who wants to steal but decides against it because the law is in place, the cops are there. The Bible says
I think that there's enforcement, but I
Yeah.
don't think that'll still change people's perspective on whether it's murder or not.
you don't think so. It's not that it's going to change people's perspective, but it will be a terror to the people who want to do evil.
It will be a preventative, right? Is that what you're kind of arguing?
Yeah. It's teaching them, hey, don't do this thing that you're thinking about doing. So, like, before
Right, but
Roe,
wouldn't it be more effective to change people's perspectives instead of?
oh no, I mean, before Roe, there was 100,000 abortions estimated in a year, and after, now we've got 1 million a year, right? So, like, it is very effective in suppressing the evildoer. The laws are very, very effective.
Right. I'm not saying it's not effective.
Okay.
But I'm saying that I think it might be even more effective to have the most attention drawn to, hey, let's let all these women actually understand what they're doing, right? And I mean, I'm fine to, like.
Well, both. Let's do both, but
Okay.
but the question for you is just fundamentally, is it murder? If it is murder, do you view that consistently?
Give women their rights. Go to hell. F you. Abortion's a right. Go f yourselves.
I thought men weren't allowed to have opinions on the matter.
Anyway,
He probably would say that men can't have opinions, but he just had a really strong opinion. Anyways, so yeah. So I mean, I don't know what like. I would encourage you too to like just look at the Bible as far as, you know, the differences between murder and manslaughter and all these different things, and it'll parse it out for you, you know. So,
Well, yeah, I appreciate you having a
thanks.
conversation with me
Yeah,
today.
thanks for talking, man. Think about it.
Praying for you guys.
I really appreciate that.
I hope
Ben.
that the heart of Jesus is fully fleshed out in everything that you guys do.
Dude, we were able to share the gospel with this one guy earlier. It was
That's
great.
awesome.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I hope that
he was like listening too. It was like,
I hope
so
that the
cool.
goal isn't to prove people wrong, but to love other people. So,
No, yeah,
Yeah.
good man.
absolutely, man. You
Thank
guys
you.
have a good day, okay?
Yeah, you too.